Welcome to Science Unplugged, the podcast where science and conversation collide. Join us for a deeper look into the world of innovation. We are your hosts, Taslima Farouk
and Shalvi Trivedi. Let's explore the insights from the world of science. From the lab to the field, we'll dive into the stories and experiences of researchers, experts, and innovators who are shaping the understanding of our world. Hello, Dr. Unnikrishnan. It is an honor to have you here today. Dr. Unnikrishnan is currently a postdoc research fellow at Dalhousie University in Canada. His profile reveals an impressive experience where he has previously worked in many reputed institutes across India.
Welcome,
Yeah.
sir.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you for a nice
Dr. Unnikrishnan.
introduction. Yeah.
Dr. Unnikrishnan, our listeners are keen to hear more about your field of expertise and your current research interest. Could you share some insights with us?
Yeah. Actually, my background is biotechnology. So I did my master's in biotechnology from Cochin University. Then soon after my biotechnology, I got JRF position in a hospital, Regional Cancer Center, Trivandrum. So where my work started on pediatric leukemia patients. So where we used to do the chromosomal translocations in pediatric leukemic patients. Then when we were doing those like research projects, so I was attended the interview and then I passed that exam. Then I joined that institute as a JRF. Soon after that, when we are doing that research, we found like the pediatric patients has inherently a resistance is there, drug resistance is there in chemo patients. Like when you do the chemo, it is resistant, it's not responding to the patients. So we checked why the response is coming. So we found out a chromosomal translocation that is important for that particular chemo resistance. And currently some drugs are also available for that one. Then I started my PhD at that time when I got my CSR JRF. So I just started my PhD at that time, where I focused on nanoparticles, like how we can deliver this particular chromosomal translocation targeted drug via nanoparticles to the cancer patients. So for that, we generated nanoparticles using a biopolymers, and we generated chemo-resistant cells. We tried its activity, and then we published in a nice reputed journal. Then what happens is when we are targeting, we found out, okay, fine, it's good, but then we want to synthesize a system where we want both diagnosis as well as imaging of the cancer, because we don't know where the cancer is, where the localization of cancer. So we create a nano system with iron core with a drug, so that iron can give an MRI signaling and the drug can have the drug delivery. So that was my PhD work, where I focused on the biopolymer coated iron nanoparticles with drug that targets the tumor. So that we did in both preclinical models like mice models as well as cell lines. We have done that one, and we found it is effective, and we got quite good publications out of that one. That was my PhD journey. So it was like I ended up in the pre-COVID era. I think 2019 I just completed the complete PhD. So it was during COVID only. I was like submitting all the PhD work, everything was there. So, but it was nice period at that time. So I just worked as faculty in some institutes at during that time, in the COVID time. Then soon after, I just joined IIT Roorkee as a postdoc for 2.5 years. I was there. So there I was just doing the um, nanoparticles as well as tissue engineering for regeneration of beta cells for diabetes patients. So normally diabetes. So I just changed from cancer biology to diabetes. It is like both cancer and diabetes consider to be lifestyle disorders. So I just changed into another lifestyle disorders. So I found it's very interesting to work in diabetes mellitus, and then I learned many like stem cell biology, tissue engineering, all those stuff from IIT Roorkee. So while I was doing the IIT Roorkee only, I got the another fellowship from Dalhousie University, Canada, in Department of Pathology, where my interest was in nanoparticles. So I got some projects on Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, its immunological effects, what are its downstream effects of Pfizer and Moderna in patients. So what will happen to that one? Because so much of side effects were reported in the last year. So we were, now I joined in a group where we were investigating on that vaccine efficiency in aged people, where we'll be treating all these nanoparticles. So that was the current work that I was doing in Dalhousie University.
That's a very wide and impressive set of work that you've done in diseases and everything. So I would just like to step back a little bit and ask, how did you? So you talked about joining as a JRF first, and then you got into a PhD program. So can you share a little bit about what are the key aspects, or how can one join a JRF program, and then what made you decide how to, or like what made you decide that you wanted to do a PhD in the same field?
So normally after masters in biotechnology, all the students have a confusion whether they have to go for any industrial jobs, whether they have to choose research career. So first thing is you have to find out the passion. So if your passion becomes your profession, it is good for your life. Otherwise, it will be difficult. Like so, if research actually will take after masters also it will take around 10 to 12 years to get a position. If it is academic or industrial, it will take some. So you have to wait for 10 years or 12 years after masters. That you have to just in mind you have to keep like that should be there in your idea. But if you're going directly to industrial jobs, okay, fine, you just get the training and you just get into an industrial jobs. That is easy. But like you want to be in a like a standalone person in particular field, or if you want to be famous in particular in your biotech industry or biotech field, then PhD is must in our field, because you know like how it is difficult to survive just with master's degree, because so much of master's degrees are available all over the world, not only in India, all over the world. So competitive actually, we are competing with all over the world. It is not with that Indian students. So now so many institutes, like especially Middle East countries, are exploring more in biotechnology. So they are having so much of fellowships. They are providing platforms for students to get the all the facilities. So in my journey, it was in 2013. So at that time, just to get the CSR JRF, you can get into a PhD. Now the scenario has changed after like 10 years. Everything has changed. Now, simply with JRF, you can't get into a good institute with a PhD, because there are national institutes, especially IITs, where you can go with GATE. So after masters, you just get into you just get a good GATE score, and then apply to a good labs. So that is the first thing that you can do in IITs to get the IITs. Now it is easy to get into IITs. If you did the masters from other institutes, also it is easy to get into IITs, because to around 25 to 26 new IITs are there. So along with 8 primitive IITs, now new IITs are there. So much of vacancies are there for PhDs. So if you have a GATE score, which is around like it's a good, if you have a good GATE score, then you can prefer very good labs. That is first option. Second option, you can go for CSR JRF, which is quite difficult right now, because cutoff score is also very high. Right now it is, I think, 98, 99% is coming for life sciences, so it is quite difficult for that. But then also you can try CSR JRF. But CSR JRF, you will become an independent person. That is one option. If you're going GATE, it's not an independent. Like you will be, that fellowship is from MHRD, so there will be some restrictions. You will have to do studentship. You have to have the teachership along with the research. So you have to teach the students along with the research if you are going for a GATE scholarships. But if you are CSR, you are independently, you can do 5 years of research without any strain or struggle. And also contingency is also available with the CSR JRF. Third option is like a DST Inspire Fellowship. If you are a top in masters, then you can apply for DST Inspire Fellowship. That is also 5 years. You can get that one. With it is better. Contingency is also there. So DST Inspire. Fourth option is ICMR JRF is there. That also you can target. But for all these fellowships, the time limit is only 2 years. So within 2 years, you have to get all these fellowships. After that, you are not able to get the JRF positions. And DBT JRF is also there. That is also very restricted. Only 2 years is there, and very competitive DBT JRF. So these are the 5 national fellowships that is available, and it is easy. Like I tried for the 5 of them. So I took CSR JRF and I got that one. I already have Inspire Fellowship also, so I can try both. So then I use the JRF CSR JRF for that one. Other option is like you can get into a project. You can shift the project into PhD. That is the easiest way. So one of my colleague did like that. So initially I was in a JRF in a project. My colleague has jumped into that project, and after 2 years, they changed it to PhD. So after 2 years with one publication, you can convert the JRF position to PhD. That is another option. So these are the options for converting to PhD. But whatever you are doing, like you have to have a passion for research. That is must. Otherwise, you'll get frustrated after 3 years. It will be difficult to forward the particular, because research is, you can't consider it as a job. So it's a path to job only. So it will take a long time to reach the job. And after research, you'll get 2 options. One is academic jobs, other one is industrial jobs. So these are the 2 main jobs that is available for all the biotech students. If you're targeting industrial, better to do PhDs abroad. And if you're doing academic, it's Indian PhDs.
Thank you for the
Thank
very
you, sir. That was
concise answer.
a lot of information.
Yeah, I just had a small follow-up to this. You mentioned about the DST Inspire Fellowship. So, like, is there any exam that you have to give for that, or just being a topper of the batch is enough for it?
You have to be university topper. That is the only
Okay,
thing.
okay.
There is no other, like it's an online application only. You can, I think June, end of May, or I think first week of June or something is the last date of application. You can just apply for that one. You will get do that.
Okay.
So, sir, you have mentioned that you recently moved to Dalhousie University. So, how is it life as a foreigner in Canada, like both academically and personally?
So it was not my first. It's not my first foreign experience, because during my PhD also I went to UK. So at that time also I got a fellowship like Newton Barber fellowship. So I jumped to UK for that time. I think six months or something. So foreign research culture is entirely different from Indian research culture. Research culture wise, it's entirely different. Thing is like here most focus funding is there. That is what primary I have to say. The funding is there. Enough funding is there. Not like, I'm not saying like India is not having funding, but India is not equally getting funding to all the institutes or all the labs. So it is preferably to some institutes only you will get the fund. But here it is not like that. If you are able to write the project, you will get the fund. So due to fund research culture in both Canada and UK, it is easy to do the experiments. And all the technicians are available, so we don't have to run here and there to get all the experiments done. So it's very easy to complete the experiments. That is the first factor. And the way the treatment we are getting from foreign universities, it is much more like better. uh, I'm not saying that Indian research culture is bad, because I did my PhD everything from Indian, but much more easier compared to Indian culture, because India there is always a competition between the labs. So there should be competition because every lab need to be grown to at a particular pace so that only they can reach into a highest level. In foreign culture, they don't have to do like they don't have they are not in a running race. They have to stick to their topic. They can complete their work. They can take as much time they want and they can complete the work. There is no restrictions, nothing. Okay, that is the one of the key factor. And here reproducibility is more. That is one thing. Result reproducibility is more in foreign culture, and they will only publish once you get the reproducibility. So that's why it will take around long time to get a publication, but you will get whatever you're getting. It will be like a reproducible data. Uh, in Asian countries, problem is that we are not waiting for reproducibility. What the data we are getting, we get published. So reproducibility issue will be there. That's why India, China, those Asian countries, there will be always a struggle to get the citations to refer their papers. Problem is the reproducibility issue will be there because always a pressure will be there for those people. Here there is no that pressure, and lifestyle it is entirely different. So here, this is the Western culture. So here, whatever we have to do everything like compared to India, it's not like India. Your like parents can help you, or relatives, friends can help you. Here, everyone should be like during research. You have like there should be a life work balance. That is very important here. And also here, institutes are allowing that also. It's not like you can take vacations, you can take leaves. There are enough holidays are there, so they try to give more uh, like work life balances. They try to maintain that one. In India, you'll get help, facilities, everything is there. And climate-wise, it is like in Canada compared to all other nations. Canada is a bit extreme weather is there. That winter will be very extreme. And also quite good experience. Like you can get so much of research, like culture differences there. So whenever you are in a field of research, try to be in all over the world. Like try to explore all the continents, all the institutes. Then be good. Like you'll get an idea what is happening around the world.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's very
So personally,
insightful.
have you adjusted?
Yeah, especially to the cold.
Yeah, it's like, but if you're in north, you'll get an like acclimatization will be there with the temperature because I was in Roorkee at that time, Uttarakhand. So temperature was fine, but here it comes to minus, so minus degrees. So it is like after winter fall, it will be very difficult to. Like, it's fine. It's a part of here also. Like they are surviving, so we should survive.
Mm. So we would like to ask you that what were the challenges that you faced during your PhD work or even continue to face right now? And like what keeps you motivated throughout your research journey?
One thing is like from my master's onwards, I have like a passion to do something which is very novel. That is one thing. So I always passionate to do something which is novel. Till now, I didn't do anything novel. That is the point. So whatever I have done, I don't feel like I did something like very something very like superb thing I have done. So whatever thing, okay, it's already there. I just repeated that one with some certain slight modifications. So one motivation is like we should be work till I am happy. That is the basic thing. So I so I have to work, I have to do the research till I am getting that happiness like in my research work. So whatever I am getting the products or anything, that should be something very novel. It should be making me satisfied. That is the fun motivation, more motivation in that one. And another thing like uh, challenges, so much of challenges will be there, especially whenever you are doing research. So when I was doing research, infrastructure issues were there. So we'll not get all the equipments in the same institutes. So actually, I completed my PhD in different institutes. So my parent institute was RCC, but I used the resources from CSR institutes, RGC, Rajiv Center for Biotechnology. I used UK institutes. So many institutes have used, and I complete my PhD. During that time, it feels very difficult for me to run here and there to do the PhD. But now I feel like okay, fine. I have this much contacts during my PhD. I get into these labs. I have this much contact. I have co-authored publication with many good scientists in India as well as abroad. So I feel nice now, right now. During that time, I got very frustrated that I don't have any. I was just complaining to my supervisors, but now it is fine. Like now, I'm after like 5 6 years, I was feeling very happy. Like I have so much of nice experience. So one of the problem is that Indian students face is like the lack of infrastructure to complete their PhD, but try to maintain the contacts, try to have so much of collaborations, and try to convince your supervisors to get into that collaborations and then go to those institute, complete those work, and then come back. So that will be better. And also, India is currently providing so many foreign PhD fellowships, like part-time, like part PhD fellowships, strict PhD fellowships, like Commonwealth, Newton Baba fellowship. So you can go abroad and then you can do some part of your work and come back. So those type of fellowship you can utilize. So that will be easy for your. So one of the difficulty I faced is infrastructure. So I just use that Newton Baba fellowship to complete that part. Another thing is like you will be mentally exhausted. After third year you will be mentally, that I have to say, like, because social pressure will be there, so your friends will be getting jobs, your family pressure will be there, so those things will be there, especially if you're an Indian researcher, that pressure will be there. So in mind you should be always think like, I always have a good, you should always have a good hope, then only you can go with the research. Now also I'm feeling the same struggle that is always there, that mental exhaustion and social, that pressure, everything will be there. So it is like a common thing, like, so I am married actually, so I have a kid also, so 5-year-old kid is there. So automatically the pressure will be there, family pressure will be there. So once a researcher, Indian researcher, got married, then have a kid, and so it's a pressure, but always have a hope, and then financially will be stable, that I should say. If you're a researcher, there is no issue with finance. So fellowships are very good. There is, it's a non-taxable fellowship, whether it is in India or abroad, it is fine, you can just use the fellowships. So financial, but always a pressure is why you are not in a permanent position, that is always a question mark. Till now there will be a question mark. Okay, once you get into permanent position, there is another pressure, like in that institution there will be pressure, so pressure will be always there. So it is not like that if you get a permanent job you will be happy, no, then the institute will ask for research publications, PhD students, and all those stuff. So pressure will be always there throughout your life. So whatever you're doing, just enjoy it and do it and go with the flow. That is the basic thing. I am following that one. Just go with the flow. Whatever you're getting, capture it, then do this work and then complete that one. That's one. And don't, like, during research, one thing that I have feel like, you should not be, you should not have any professional ego. That is very important. That is very important during research. You should not have any ego among your colleagues or among any labs or any other institutes. Whatever you are doing, it is best. So nothing is like uh, better than you or worse than you. It's best. You are doing whatever you are doing. It's good. That is the, that you should think like that only. Then you go, there should not be any professional ego. Most of the researchers fail in that one, maintaining an ego in their career life. So whatever you got, it is like, there are people who are getting they are not getting anything. So compared to that, something is better than anything. So just have a good hope and then follow your career. That is the only thing you have to do. You'll get, like, if you're doing good research work, you'll get a position. So it will take 15 years or 20 years, but fine. So don't get frustrated, and that is the only thing that I learned from my, like, last 10 years. I learned all these things. Initially I was very frustrated, but now it's fine.
Yeah, I think what you said about
Thank you, sir.
happiness and satisfaction, it makes a lot of sense. Maybe right now we might not
Yeah.
understand it fully
Yeah,
because we're
I
still,
think it works as a motivation for us as well.
yeah, exactly. So like you have worked in industry, you've worked in academia. So like, do you plan to like continue in academia after your postdoc, or like have you thought of switching to industry? Like, what are your plans ahead?
I just wish to go for academic positions. Especially that will be like beneficial for me as well as for others also. Industry, I don't think I will fit in the industries, because I have been in industries, so I don't think I'll be fit to that particular job. Because I want to think freely and do things freely. So industrial jobs, like, you will be have restrictions, but you will be very like biotech. If you want to become financially stable, you want to become a stable positions, industrial jobs is very nice, very good. But if you want to flourish in your field, if you want to get a good name in your field, academic position is better. And also, if you have an industry, you will not have any followers. Like, you will not get any, like, students or something. Like, no followers will be there. So if you want to leave something after your time, then academic position is good. So I want to leave something behind me. So that's why I just choose I want to become an academician.
Also, sir, you have mentioned lots of resources while we were talking. How did you find all these resources?
With contacts. So usually I used to talk with people. So that is very important in our field, just like a business only. So we have to go, we have to talk openly. We don't have to hesitate to talk. Don't be like shy to talk with them, because in our field, it is very important to talk. So you have to go. I used to go to my seniors. I used to talk with professors, maybe strangers, but I never hesitate to talk. So I used to go there and then talk with them, that what is the opportunities, how you get into this institute, and how you complete your PhD. Like that, communication is very important for this. Like, I think you are particular, the lab link up is also doing the same thing. The communication is very important for this field. So if you have good communications, then I got this information from mostly from communications only, because at that time internet was not this much. Like, I think I will do post COVID, only this much internet facilities and all the websites are available. In 2012, 2013, not that this much information is available in the internet. So I got through communications only. I got all those things. Then juniors also joined in our lab, so I just talked with juniors also. So like that, with the, because younger generation have no better knowledge than us, so they'll be better in their so I just used to talk with them people. That is a primary information. And government websites are there, DST, DBT websites are there. You will get all the information. ICMR, these are the three funding agencies, DST, DBT, and ICMR. You will get all the information. And then if you're very peculiar to any institution, the institute will conduct the exam. Like TIFR is conducting an exam, NCBS, TIFR, Sri Chitra Institute of Medical Science and Technology. Like, institutional fellowships are there. If you want to apply institutional fellowship, that is also possible. For that also, you can just you should be very peculiar to that institute. Then you can write the entrance exam for those institutes, and then you can get into that institutes.
Thank you, sir. Also, do you have any kind of personalized message for the upcoming students who are looking into biotechnology field?
Actually, this field has very good hope and scope. Both are there. Because many people are saying like after masters you'll not get any job, anything, but not like that. Biotech is going, it's flourishing, it will flourish. And also, uh, current generation try to just focus on the current trend. That is very important. Don't go into traditional trend, because now biotechnology is diverting into AI, machine learning, data science. So try to get into those courses. Free courses are available from all over the world. Like Harvard is providing some free courses on data science, machine learning. So try to get into whatever you have done in masters. It's fine. It's a traditional biotechnology courses and traditional techniques. That is very important for your survival. But just go with the current trend, then get into good institutes. That is very important. The current trend is right now, you know, that a Nobel Prize for chemistry, physics, everyone is AI based Nobel Prize. So the current focus for next 10 years will be computational biology, and then AI, machine learning, data science. So if you are doing some short-term courses and you are focusing on those stuff, then it will be very good, because no one is going to do all the wet labs right now. AI is dominating. So automatically, and also, you know, currently whole world is actually jumping into AI. So biotechnology should focus on AI-based system. So what are things you can do? Modeling, mathematical simulations in biotechnology. So what are the current trends? You just follow those current trends and do short-term courses on current trends. And then you apply for labs where you'll get a future. And also, if you are doing a research or PhD, try to do a PhD which is have a scope after 10 years. Don't do the PhD which is having the current trend. So just think that should be like, you should think like, oh, what will happen if I come like once I completed the PhD, what will be the future of my PhD work? That is very important. Okay, then only you'll get a post, because you're getting into a, once you enter a PhD, you're getting into a competitive world. So it's a very big competition. Just think about 25 IITs. From each IITs, if you're calculating 20 PhDs per year, also 25 IITs, you can calculate 500 PhDs per year. So 5 years it will be 2,500 from just from IITs. Like the 30 NITs are there, NIPERs are there, ICERs are there. So universities are there, central universities are there, private universities are there. So every year it will be around 25,000 of PhDs will be there. And only one academic positions will be there, or five academic positions will be there. So competition is very big. So if you want to face that competition, the thing is like you have to go with the trend, learn new short-term courses, and also try to get into new fellowships, like get better fellowships. Okay, and also try to, if you want to do PhD, if you are not joined any PhD, try to do a PhD abroad, because Indian academic positions also preferring PhDs abroad. So because you will get much more exposure. That's why Indians are explore, because you get exposure for other countries, then you can establish the same lab in India. That's why academic institutions are favoring the foreign PhDs, because already you got the exposure, so you can establish the same system here. So you can try Japan, Singapore. So Asian countries itself is enough for doing the better good PhD. You don't have to go to Europe or US, Canada. In Singapore or Japan, these countries are very good for doing PhDs, especially for Indians. There will not be any, like, you will not feel like you are away from the family also. So it's very close to your life. So that is why you will not feel that much homesickness will not be there. So then the PhDs are very good from there. 3 years, 3.5 years, you can complete the PhD. Otherwise, better you can go to European countries, in Germany, Finland, Sweden, those. And so only 3 years PhDs will be there, and you can just focus on a single topic, and you'll get expertise in that particular field. You will do philosophy in that, because PhD is philosophy, so you can do philosophy in that particular topic. So you can choose those institutes. India, I'm not saying that it is good for PhD, but thing is like, if you're shifting it into, if you're planning to be a postdoc or something, then only you have to go for PhD in India. Simply with PhD in India, it's very difficult to survive. That is a point. So because it will take a long process due to shortage of funding, infrastructure, all the so much of issues will be there. So that's why better you can do a PhD abroad. And if you're focusing industries also, industrial courses are there. Biocons, Engine, Novartis, those institutes are providing industrial courses that also you can complete and get into a job. So these are the things that I have to say to the young generations. And don't get frustrated with your. So whatever you have doing is very like one of the nicest course and one of the best course you are doing, that especially biotechnology, because you have learned, it's an interdisciplinary science. So you have learned everything. So in a single lifespan, you can learn this much information. That is a great thing. So if you are doing any other classical science like zoology, botany, chemistry, you will not get this much information. So biotechnology is giving information. So you should be grateful, like you got this much information. Wealth anyone can take, but knowledge no one can take. So you have that much knowledge. So better you just focus on that one. Career wise, it will be easy. Only thing you have to focus. Don't divert from your focus. Just focus on your topic. Find out new courses. Do it. Apply for fellowships and get into a better labs. And mentally, mental peace should be there for the this career. That is very important. That much.
So I think what you said makes a lot of sense, and it has a lot of practicality to it. So I think with that, we would like to end the session. Thank you very much for your time. And I'm sure that your words will have a great impact on our listeners, and all the best for your journey ahead, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.